Welcome to an all-new Nerds to Men. I'm Brad Reed.
I'm your boy Cameo. What's up, guys?
This is probably our third or fourth Skyped quarantine edition podcast.
Yep.
So, but we're getting better at it. I feel like we're working out bugs here. We did an interview with Jerry Bennett that we'll play for you here in just a little bit. Find out what comic book art that he's doing right now, what he's got coming up, how you can help support him, get prints. Not Prince.
Right. Yeah, not Purple Rain Prince.
Yeah.
But print.
Like this one. You can get
I gotta get me one of those.
We were doing the interview, spoiler alert, we pre-taped it before this, but you weren't able to see all the stuff I was showing off during the video. And hopefully I couldn't see myself, so hopefully I showed it off correctly. But I'll show it off again for some of the people who might not be with us a little later in the show. Darth Maul.
That's pretty cool. I like that one.
And you might not have saw this one because it's the Vincent Price we were talking about.
No, I haven't seen that one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't realize me and my wife were watching The Fly, the original, with Vincent Price in it. And I didn't realize that was him until I heard his voice again, because I used to love the old The Fly movie. So I didn't realize that was him back then.
What was great? Was it Bill Hader that did Vincent Price on Saturday Night Live? He
killed that impersonation.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a meme today. I'll have to find it and pop it up on the finished video. But it was Stefan. Do you remember his character, Stefan?
Yes.
Describing Tiger King.
I didn't see that.
All the stuff he's saying is ridiculous stuff that you would remember Stefan saying, but it's real because it all really did happen in Tiger King. So it's good stuff. It's real good stuff.
You remember Joey from the Joey and Heather Morning Show, right?
I can't recall. Yeah, I remember Joey.
But one year, I want to say it was like a good 5 to 10 years ago. Actually, no, I'll say about 5 to 7 years ago. He went to one of the club remotes. It was during Halloween, and he went as Stefan. I mean,
nice.
Looked just like him.
Yeah, that's
just
cool.
Like
I've been collecting some toys still, even though it's the apocalypse. Would you like to see some of what I've got?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know much about Mafex, but I've heard you mention them before. What do you know about Mafex toys?
Mafex, they're Mafex. I can't remember how you pronounce it, but they're pretty awesome. I have the Justice League Flash. I have a couple Spider-Men from them. But yeah, I like them. Oh, I have that Wolverine that I brought over.
Oh yeah, that's right.
90s. Yeah, he was Mafex, however you say it.
Yeah. Well, see, I was like, A, I needed my own little Gal Gadot. And B, because I'm not a huge Wonder Woman fan. I loved the Wonder Woman show back.
You woman hater.
No, but like back in the day in the 70s, or the 80s.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman TV show, that's I say, I watched Wonder Woman, the Incredible Hulk, Batman on those TV shows. I didn't even know what comic books were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I say, I just thought it was cool because I found this, it might still be on Walmart for those of you looking. It was $20, and a lot of these characters, the Mafex or however you say it, were $60.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take it. So, so I had to get it because I like the realistic looking, kind of the realistic looking action figures.
Yeah.
And then I got this one. I'm super excited about it, Cameo. Because, I told you I got the Ghost Rider for my nephew. Well, this is the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
That's awesome.
And I got this from a guy, I won't say his name because he might not want me to say it, but I got it on Facebook Marketplace. But that's pretty.
He was he listens to the show.
He said he's heard of it, and that
heard of it. Okay.
that he's going to tune in. So I don't know if he
Oh, sweet.
listens regularly or whatnot, but he's seen it or heard of it or whatnot. But I like this because I have the Cosmic Ghost Rider book and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. You got anything new lately? I see some turtles on the.
Yeah, this is my newest one.
So is that the video game turtle?
No, this is the. It's basically based off the cartoon.
I was gonna say because I have the video game ones. Are mine the video game turtles or the?
Talking about like this one?
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah, these are based off the video game, but also the cartoon.
Why are they coming out with every version of the Ninja Turtles now?
Because it's the apocalypse.
I gotta wait till I get that $1,000 check from the government, and then I'm gonna buy.
I know, right?
That's not what they intended it for, but
no,
I'm gonna keep the Ninja Turtles in business. So I keep looking at the wrong camera too. I'm sorry.
We need to buy some stocks in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Anyway, like I own stock in the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
Even if it didn't make us any money, I'd be down for that. Well, the title of this episode is not "Look at all our new toys." It is Nerdflix and Chill, and that is because we are, of course, in the end days. No, I kid, but we are probably at home streaming way more than people. You were talking about stock. You should buy stock and streaming. So what we wanted to do was I was a big fan of all the shows that you would see, like on Fridays at the movies or whatever. Well, now you can't really go to the movies. So we're going to present it as though this is all the new stuff coming out at theaters, but it's not. It's coming out in your home.
In your home theater.
Yeah, yeah. But as of today, when this will air, Friday, March 27th, and it's called Nerdflix and Chill, but we're not just gonna stick to Netflix. So, but on Netflix, coming out tomorrow, Ozark season 3. Have you seen any of Ozark?
Oh my gosh, yes! I've been waiting for this to come back. I love Ozark.
What's crazy, Cameo? I really like season 1, and then I started watching season 2, and I don't remember what happened, but I stopped watching it. So I still have all of season 2 to finish.
Oh.
Which is nice because now season 3 is just it's out now. Now
season 2, man, I'm telling you, season 2.
Yeah, I'm probably 3. I'm 4. So spoilers if anybody hasn't seen season 2. The blonde hair girl that works for them, that I think she killed her uncles or whatever.
Yeah.
Her dad he's got out of prison, but now he's like on a little crime spree because he's trying to show her who's boss. But so that's where I am. So I've still, but Ozark season 3 comes out today. So excited about that. Now, unfortunately, I didn't see a whole lot of new stuff coming out this weekend, but we'll talk a little bit in just a minute about some other newer stuff coming out. But I did get confirmation because you had mentioned Harley Quinn season 2 was about to release. And I was like, how in the world do they have season 2 ready already? Well, I found out season 1, when it came out, it was delayed. Like they had meant to have it out sooner, but for whatever reason, it got delayed. So now they're able to put out season 2, and it comes out April 3rd. So what is that, next week?
Oh. Yep, next Friday.
Yeah. So that's coming up. I'm looking forward to that. It was really good. And I hope it all comes out on the DC Universe. Because I'm not sure how it was coming out. You said it was also on Cartoon Network?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they were doing like maybe every other week. So this week was episode 1 for Cartoon Network. I'm not sure how it really was, but maybe the Friday of episode 2 on DC Universe was actually episode 1 on Cartoon Network.
I see what you're saying. So check out Cartoon Network to see. You might get a jump on it, but it definitely is going to be out somewhere April 3rd.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Cool. I'm looking forward to that. If you didn't watch season 1, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm still on episode 6.
my it's really the only thing on DC Universe worth watching right now. But so we've been mentioning some of these. It's called Amazon Prime Video Cinema. And we mentioned last week, I talked about The Hunt. I went ahead and rented it. And it's these movies that are either they've been out for a couple weeks and they were like, nobody's going to go see it now, so let's go ahead and put it on streaming. Or it's movies like Birds of Prey, which had been out for a while already, but they just moved up the time that, it would be months before we would have got the streaming version of it. So now it's moved up.
Yeah.
But the Birds of Prey is available right now. The one good thing I was telling you about The Hunt cameo, which was I was kind of like, it kind of sucks that you have to spend $19.99 to rent it when a lot of the movies are $19.99 and you own it.
Yeah.
They are doing it a little different now. Like I know Birds of Prey, the movie The Way Back, which is the next one I'm going to watch, that has Ben Affleck in it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are $19.99, but you rent them, you own them.
Oh, awesome!
So that's better.
Awesome.
Because $19.99 is a lot to rent. Now, I'll tell you, Cameo, it's a lot to buy, too. I mean, a couple things. The good thing is, the pro is, you have it forever. It's on digital, so you can watch it wherever. You know what I mean? Like, if we were out somewhere, we could watch it. But the con is, I'm getting to the age where I don't know that I'm going to watch a lot of movies more than once.
Yeah, see, I usually do when I, maybe clean the house, which is not that often. I don't like cleaning.
What? You told my wife you do. What'd you tell her? You do the dishes? I knew you were lying. Dishes, yeah. I knew you were lying.
No, I do the dishes. I don't like
trying to make me look bad. But I told my wife, I said, look, 'cause she said she wishes she had a husband that did the dishes. And I said, listen, Jen, you either get a husband that does the dishes or you get a husband that's extremely good looking, but you can't get both. So your wife got a husband that does the dishes.
No, she got a guy that has both.
Yeah, no.
Ain't that right, babe?
It's not possible.
We were talking about how Brad said that you either get a man that does the dishes or a man that looks really, really good.
Naked.
And see, she got both.
She lying.
He said you lying. She lying.
But so back to the stuff. Here's the deal. There of course are some movies like I think one of the first digital movies I ever bought was This Is the End with James Franco and Seth. I watch that like once a year. I love it. I love that movie, right? And actually, it's probably a great time to watch it now.
Yeah.
But
or any apocalyptic movie.
Well, I watched Outbreak the other day, and I was like, maybe shouldn't have watched that one. That's
all right.
My anxiety was a little high, but no. But the other thing, and that kind of brings us to the one that I want to review for a minute, and we won't do spoilers because you haven't seen it.
Okay.
But I didn't rent it. I bought Bloodshot the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd seen the previews.
Just tell me real quick. Is it good?
I'll give you I'll skip right now to my 2 out of 3 crying Kevin Smiths.
All right.
2.
Oh, okay. I thought she was going to say maybe a half or 1.
No, I'll give it a 2 out of 3.
Okay.
But the thing is it wasn't great. I'm not sure how many times I'm going to keep watching it. But it wasn't bad either. I had heard that it wasn't too good because it had been in the theaters for a few weeks. And then, of course, that's one of the movies that they said we better go to streaming because people aren't going to come see this. So, but visually, it was cool. I liked it. There was a lot of good-looking scenes and stuff like that. Vin Diesel, I mean, he's always Vin Diesel. You know what I mean? You're never going to get like a great performance or not even a bad performance. I'm not sure I've seen him be bad. But he's good at what he does. But this movie is very much, because it's basically based on the fact that this guy's been reconstructed with nanobots.
Uh,
Are you kind of familiar with nanobots?
yeah.
Which the interesting thing about this thing with the nanobots is, like, for instance, there's a scene in the movie where he gets cut and all these nanobots that are in his blood fix the cut. That's actually something that they're working on. That's not like crazy futuristic.
Hence the coronavirus. Just saying.
Yeah. So this movie is kind of a gumbo of every action flick, sci-fi movie you've ever seen. There's like, and I think they even make like a comment during the movie, like, you put this in here, you're ripping off every sci-fi movie or something like that. They make a joke to that effect.
Yeah.
But it's got a few twists, a few turns. Nothing that's not overly, I don't know. It's not like genius or anything, but it's like, okay, it was interesting enough. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But good fight scenes. Definitely some great fight scenes in it. They use some effects in it, like, that make it look even cooler.
Okay.
Not like how in Birds of Prey where they use the sprinklers, but when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. They use something else to kind of amplify the fight scenes and make it look even cooler. Other than that, I mean, like, Guy Pearce was in it, and I really enjoy Guy Pearce. I thought he was really good. I don't know how you say her name. Isa Gonzalez. She played KT. She was really good. But it was kind of a
Lamorne Morris from The New Girl is in it.
Okay, so
I didn't realize that.
He was one too that, like, he's kind of, and when I say this, don't take it wrong. I'm not talking about his race. He's the token funny guy. Funny guy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just seemed out of place sometimes. Like they were really shoehorning that in. Now he had some funny parts for sure, but I don't know. Like, wasn't Kevin Smith that guy in, like, the tech guy in the what was that movie with Bruce Willis? No. No, Kevin Smith.
Oh, Kevin Smith. I'm thinking Kevin Hart.
Live hard or die. It was the Die Hard movies. Live Free or Die Hard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he's like that guy was the funny tech guy, and so it was. But again, it's like all these things that are pretty standard in a lot of action or sci-fi movies. They make their way into this movie. So it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's not bad either, in my opinion. It's a good time. Is it worth $20? I don't know. It's almost 2 hours. I thought for a minute it kind of got a little bit long. But I mean, like I say, two out of 3.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 30%. But on Vudu, it's gotten 4 stars out of 5. So
I don't know. So I don't know if it's I'm stuck at home and I don't have a lot of options, or if I don't know. But I enjoyed it. Again, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a mix of kind of like a Minority Report. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
Kind of futuristic in that way. And then what was that movie with Tom Cruise where he kept repeating the same day over and over? Live, repeat.
I think like live, die, repeat.
Something like that, which was a great movie. Yeah. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, I have. I've watched that a couple times.
I like it.
Since we're talking about
I really like it.
Yeah, it's, man, I cannot hate on it. Like,
yeah. It turned out way better than I liked it, or than I thought I would. And sometimes movies where they like repeat something over and over kind of annoy me.
Yeah.
But that one didn't. I really enjoyed it. And they're making a sequel to that.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. So,
sweet.
Bloodshot, though, is based on a comic. Oh, go ahead.
With the same people?
I believe so, yeah.
Emily Blunt?
Yeah,
okay.
I believe so. It's based off a comic book called my phone died. The Valiant. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Bloodshot. Oop, sorry, I hit the mic.
No, I've heard of it, but I've never read any of them.
Well, if my phone hadn't
I just
died.
know the. Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Oh, okay. I was saying that I know that what's his name? Uh, Jason David Frank, who plays Tommy on the Mighty Morphin Power
Uh
Rangers.
huh.
They were doing on YouTube a fan made version of Bloodshot, and he actually played Bloodshot. There's actually some YouTube videos of, excuse me, of him, doing fight scenes and whatnot.
Right.
But that's as much as I know of Bloodshot.
Well, it's based off of Valiant Comics, and they
Okay.
supposedly this is the first installment of a series of films set within that shared universe. So, I guess we're gonna get more movies with different characters, and maybe also Vin Diesel as Bloodshot. I don't know. I don't want to spoil the movie for you. Wink, wink. But he'll probably be back. So first time director on this movie, David S.F. Wilson. He did a good job, I thought. Some of the cinematography and the colors that they use, I feel like they're trying to make movies like darker but brighter at the same time. And a good example of that would be Birds of Prey, where it's dark, but then it's got like purples and pinks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt like this movie's kind of in that same vein as far as the tone and the mise-en-scene. Actually, the mise-en-scene would be like all the stuff in the scene, like the pictures and the stuff to, like in my mise-en-scene, I'm making it look like I'm a nerd. And here's another factoid cameo, and I was just reading this stuff on Wikipedia, but originally Jared Leto was supposed to play Bloodshot in this movie.
Next.
Who actually though? Can you really say you would prefer Vin Diesel over Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say in this role, absolutely. Like once you see this movie, absolutely.
Well, just from the trailer, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't see, and then also seeing Jason David Frank, who did like the fan made, I don't know, little series on YouTube. Yeah, like there would have been his old skinny behind. I'm not saying that he could have gotten, he couldn't have got buff or anything, but it's just like, no, man.
Well, yeah, and he's playing a Marine. He's an ex-Marine. Well, he was a Marine while he was alive, and I don't see Jared Leto as a Marine. Now, they're not all Marines. I have two brothers who are Marines. Not all of them are big. One of my brothers is absolutely jacked, but not all Marines are huge, buff dudes. But I don't know. Jared Leto doesn't really like. Okay, I wouldn't want to see on the other side of this. I wouldn't want to see Vin Diesel as the Joker.
Oh, of course not.
But you didn't want to see Jared Leto as the Joker either.
No.
But I'm still gonna say that I'm not gonna hate on Jared Leto as much as the overall, that just wasn't a good movie. So I still like Jared Leto as Morbius. I wouldn't want to.
That might be actually.
I could see him being a good Morbius and Vin Diesel being a terrible Morbius.
Right.
I could see the one role that Vin Diesel has played that I could see Jared Leto doing just as good at. Groot. For those listening, Cameo's pondering. And he's still pondering. You don't think Jared Leto could say, I am Groot?
I mean, anybody can say I'm Groot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it never made sense to me that was Vin Diesel in that movie, because anybody could be Groot, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he has the voice for it. Like, they didn't have to do any special effects to it.
They didn't?
No, that's his actual voice.
No, they had to.
Yes.
Are you serious? Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah.
I figured they did some kind of processing on his voice.
I think they did whenever he was like Baby
Groot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not not the old Groot.
Oh, come on. Don't act like you're going to say that. I mean, anybody could play Groot, though. I mean, he has the voice you're used to now, but.
Uh, it, I couldn't see Jared Leto as Groot, or hear him as Groot, I should say.
Yeah, but again, if I told you, hey, they cast Vin Diesel as Groot, you would have been like, okay. I mean, I don't know that he has that Groot voice, you know.
But he does, though. You can
Just
hear
because
it in all of his movies.
yeah, because he's the only Groot.
No, but you can hear it in all of his movies, though.
Oh, I see. Like in
I
other
bet you.
movies.
Yeah, like that.
I
Like,
honestly,
I'm sorry.
I honestly don't hear Vin Diesel at all when I hear Groot.
I do.
That's crazy. See, I'm pretty good
But
at
anyway,
voices though. Like we'll be watching something, you know, with cartoons or commercials, and I'm like, oh, that's this person or that. I'm like pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's the one thing I'm good at. Well, maybe not
yeah.
the only thing, but one of the things I'm good at. But anyway, so I've got another questions for you, Cameo, before we get out of here, because that pretty much wraps up Bloodshot. You haven't seen it yet. I don't want to spoil it. If you're stuck at home and you want something good to watch, I say go ahead and watch it. It's not a bad movie. 2 out of 3 crying Kevin Smiths. So let's move on. I got one more question for you, though.
Yeah.
And so do you think that since Mandalorian 2 is all wrapped up, I believe now, and we're in a situation where Disney has a pretty captive audience. I mean, people are going to watch it whether they do it what I'm suggesting now or not, but do you think that they'll release it early since we need something to watch?
Um,
And
they could.
the point I was going to make was whether they release it now or in November, people are going to just watch it. They're going to love it. But see,
Yeah.
is it wrapped up? Because I swore the other day I thought it was wrapped up, but then we're just getting the Ahsoka news the other day too. But that could have just been under wraps till they got done shooting. And
True.
I also read that Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka is really only going to be like one episode, so it's not going to be like a whole season. I know, I'm kind of sad about that.
Yeah. Oh well.
But so what do you think? Do you think that that we might get more movies that they haven't talked about yet? I would love to see. I would love to see 007 get released like right now because I was looking forward to that so much.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, obviously that's the the plan is to release those movies that aren't, going to be in theaters.
Well, they did push
because
that one back
quarantine.
till September.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, but they could
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
My hope is they say, you know what? Well, instead of doing that, let's just make it streaming.
Yeah, they could. They might just be doing a test run on how many people actually buy these movies at home to
Yeah.
watch. So if they're like, oh man, we just made $1 million, over the weekend just for this one movie, why not release it next
Yeah.
week or, in a couple of weeks.
Well, and that's why I'm kind of trying to buy a couple to see how that goes,
Yeah.
and hopefully they do some more. But I was just kind of curious, like since they do have Mandalorian in the can, I think I'm pretty sure. What you think about would they release it early? I say should you? Hell yeah.
Right. Exactly.
What
Do
if I
it.
don't make it through the
Do it.
coronavirus? I want to see that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like if I don't make it, I didn't get to see season 2.
Do you think you get
Thank you, Favreau.
You think you get a special screening up in Paradise?
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably going to be concerned with other things.
Probably.
But I would like to think that there's a special screening.
No.
At least, man. Sad. I'm sad now, Cameo. We can't leave it on that. Give me something good to end the show on.
Well, I came out of retirement for dance.
Okay. So can I post a little clip of that?
Yeah, I don't care. You can
All
post
right.
all of it,
All right.
or all I care.
I don't think anybody wants to see all of it, but that was some good stuff. That's good stuff.
Man, I tell you, my body still hurts.
I could bet. How's your cardio?
Cardio's pretty good. Me and my wife actually practiced that dance for like 4 hours.
Oh my gosh. Are y'all gonna start doing like those TikTok videos?
We might.
Oh my god.
We might.
All right.
Hey,
Show's over.
why not? We gotta do something during the self quarantine, right?
Yep.
And if we all go on lockdown, I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
They got nothing else to do.
Well, if y'all want to see Cameo dancing, go over to his Facebook. Yeah. I like that. Are you still doing the radio show, or are you quarantined?
Yep. Nope, still doing it. We're actually required as essential people, so essential workers. So
Makes sense, because what people don't realize is the radio isn't just there to play your favorite hits.
No, we keep you informed.
Yeah, it's there for the public good, which in times of emergency or stuff like that, they can take over the airwaves and give you the information you need. But guys like you are very important in this time because, you might have to go up there and tell everybody what's going on or keep people informed. Yep. And it's an important job people don't realize.
Yeah.
So, all right, Cameo. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any recommendations of something people should be watching over the weekend? Of course, if you haven't seen Tiger King.
Yeah.
If you're living in Oklahoma, I don't know how you haven't seen Tiger King.
Right. No, that's okay.
They said there's going to be most likely a season 2 of Tiger King.
How?
Well, I think it might not be quite so much about Joe Exotic, although he did filed a lawsuit against somebody for $94 million from prison.
Oh,
also,
yeah.
People are sending money to his commissary, so much so that they maxed it out and people aren't allowed to donate till the end of March. Okay, people listen. Joe Exotic might have got set up by that one guy who, the Jeff guy. Mm-hmm. He might have set him up just so that he did get some time. And all those other guys are just as guilty of something, I'm sure. But Joe Exotic is no innocent guy.
No.
He was out there shooting tigers, and
Yep.
What they make clear from the video is that once they get big enough that you can't play with them, that they end up killing them. Hopefully they sold them to other people, but apparently some of them were killing them. And you know what? If you're doing that, I don't care.
Right.
You're a bad person. And secondly,
exactly.
I made a joke on my Facebook page, but if I had eaten there, I wouldn't be laughing. But I'm saying all the people that ate pizza at that tiger farm, they ain't talking about free Joe Exotic, because all that they basically, I don't know if they came out and said, but they definitely alluded to the fact that the pizza, don't eat the meat lovers, right? Because you're probably eating old meat donated by Walmart. Now, I will tell you this. I used to work at a Buy for Less, and I wrapped the meat there. And the expire date and the eat by date aren't the same thing. So that if it would say it was expired, and we'd have to throw it out, but it wasn't necessarily expired. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just passed the date. Now, one thing I will give you a tip. If the chicken is already pre-barbecued in that barbecue powder, that's old chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
That's
good thing I never buy those. So
it's not. It's it's about to be thrown out in a day or so, and they would have us powder it, throw it out there, and people bought it up. But it wasn't bad. It might be a little weird looking, but. It wasn't.
Y'all started the coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, this was actually, I worked there while I was going to broadcasting school. But you know what I would do? I think enough time has passed. I would take the meat because it wasn't bad yet. It really wasn't. and I would just mark it down to like a penny a pound and go buy it because they didn't care. It just had to be bought.
Yeah.
Or thrown away.
Yeah.
If it wasn't bought, it had to be thrown away. So, but again, this is meat donated by Walmart. I don't know how bad that is or how old it was. It might be in that same where it was expired, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
However, I know they didn't give it to him to put on the freaking pizza. And you know, if you went out there and ate pizza right now, you're like, ooh,
right.
Ugh. So, again, Joe Exotic, did he have murderous thoughts about this lady? I think so. So. Did he actually pay the guy to go kill her? I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that was a setup because it did seem fishy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think Joe Exotic's like a saint or a good guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel like if he was going to do it, he would have done it.
Yeah. Well,
I think he was just more of all talk than
probably he could have been. He could have been. So you know, who knows? But again, he made all those videos. Like he I don't know. But of course, was her name Carol?
Yeah,
she wasn't no saint either. Like that's the thing, and that's why I think a season 2 would still be interesting because it could still be about all these other people.
Yeah, that is true.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I'd watch it.
So, what are you going to watch this weekend, Cameo?
I don't know. I don't know what I want to watch.
Ozark 3?
I definitely will watch that. I need to finish On My Block season 2 so I can watch season 3.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Probably watch some reruns of some other stuff. Who knows?
Okay.
I'm quarantined.
Last thing I'll mention, and we're not going to get into it on this show. We'll probably devote a whole show to it. But I will mention this. So I was watching Clone Wars, and it ended, and I was like, what happened? So do I need to go back and rewatch it, or did it end on a cliffhanger? What is going on? I guess it's not that much of a cliffhanger because it will continue on in Rebels. Which, you know, Rebels is already out and has been out.
Wait, hold up.
What?
Star Wars The Clone Wars ended?
Is it not ended?
Like, no, it's only on episode 5. Episode 6 comes out tomorrow.
Oh, so they're coming out weekly.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a short season. I was like, okay. This was not very satisfying. So. That was not a satisfying ending at all. That makes more sense. Okay. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, there should be a new episode.
So what we'll do is once the season's over, we'll kind of have a wrap up then. But I'm all caught up.
Well, hold on. Let me double check real quick before we head out.
That would make the most sense though, Cameo, because the way it ended, I was just like, that didn't end like you would think because isn't this the last ever season though?
Yeah.
And again, I know that the story, it doesn't, some of the same characters are going to be in Rebels. It's not a continuation of Clone Wars, although you will still, it'll just follow some different people. But like some of the, you know, of course, Darth Vader and Darth Maul and a lot of people show up in Rebels too. So I'm just saying, but
yeah, I'm not seeing it on here.
I'm sure you're right though, because that wouldn't have. I just didn't know that Disney Plus was releasing the Clone Wars episodes week to week.
Yeah, they're doing it weekly.
Oh well, that's what happened then, because I was like, that's a weird ending for it just to be over. Like right. It was the the My Name Is Earl ending.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember My Name Is Earl?
Yeah, I remember, but I never watched it.
It ended on a cliffhanger because the last season they asked NBC, they said, we're going to be back for next season, right? Because we're going to end this on a cliffhanger. And if you tell us we're not, or that there's a chance we won't, we'll go ahead and do like a wrap-up show just in case. Well, no, they're like, oh, no, you'll be back next year. They got cut. And there was another show, Saving Grace or something, where there was little Easter eggs because it's by the same creators and stuff. There's little Easter eggs about My Name Is Earl. But I've heard that there might be a last season maybe come out on Netflix or something. So you never watched My Name Is Earl?
I've watched a few episodes. I never watched like the whole series.
Great series. I love My Name Is Earl.
I'll
watch anything with Jamie Presley.
Yeah.
I think we've discussed this before, but have you seen the picture? And I'll pop it up during the show right now. Have you seen the picture of Jamie Presley right next to Margot Robbie? Like the faces?
No, I haven't, but I did see a picture of Jamie Presley, like an older picture. And when I say older, like back in time,
when
older,
she was younger.
And yeah, when she was younger, and she looked like Margot Robbie.
They look like when I'll show the picture because they got them split down the middle. It's uncanny. It's uncanny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So.
But yeah.
All right. Well, Cameo, that's a wrap for me.
Wrap for me too.
You should just stay on. Keep podcasting.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of steal that from Zubek because, that's his sign out. That's a wrap for me, but not for you. Up in the rocking chair next, it's Jake Daniels. I got the Foo Fighters. Are you hungry? Hot mama.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's Zubek.
That's a wrap for me, Cameo. All right, keep a smile on your face.
Keep it nerdy.
Freeze all motor functions.
This is the way.
Oh, I like it. Welcome to Nerds to Men. I say all new all the time, but the way we've been going, we've been recording these like all week, every week, so I'm sure by the time they get it, it's all old.
Or new if they keep up, which I think people do, Brad.
It's new to them.
Give us some credit, man.
Yeah. But for this segment, I'm joined by, of course, Cameo.
Hello, guys.
And our favorite comic book artist, Jerry Bennett. Jerry, first I got to ask you, because for those who are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you're shrinking away. What's your secret?
I'm sure. Well, when you discover that you have stroke level blood pressure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, last year I realized my health was really bad, and I was waking up with headaches every morning.
Wow.
And it was because the blood pressure was so high. And then I was getting, my wife and I, we donate platelets every like few weeks.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where they couldn't accept my platelets because the blood pressure somehow caused it where I could not donate, or they could not accept them. They couldn't use them. So for whatever reason, I realized that my blood pressure was just way too high. So I want to live a little while longer.
Sure.
Yeah. So so I decided just to make some changes. In fact, it was like the week of my birthday because I was going to go out to eat on some high rich foods, and I decided, you know what? No, this is the time I need to start. So I completely cut out all my soda. I lowered a lot of my caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
I cut out a lot of sugar. I cut out a ton of carbohydrates, starches and stuff. And then I downloaded an app to count my calories. And I think the most important, I think, was really exercise, because like being an artist, you're sitting down all day, and so
sure.
We have an elliptical that I was using maybe once a month. So I'm using it now like 5 or 6 times a week. And
oh, nice.
And and so that really went a long way. And like within like a 2-month period, my blood pressure came back down significantly.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to donate platelets again, and then my headaches have gone away, and I just started like shedding all this. Apparently, like I had a ton of water weight, and so I got rid of that super quick.
Yeah.
And so now I was I'll confess I weighed about 260.
Yeah.
And I brought it down to right now I'm in 225.
Nice.
So,
very nice.
So I'm more than halfway to my goal. I'm shooting for 200, so I'm going to keep it going. I feel like I plateaued a little bit because I've been in the 220s now for several weeks, and so I'm going to keep it going. But I like where I'm at. I like I like the progress I've been making, and I like the prospect of continuing on and really reaching that goal.
You start noticing when you eat better, though, like you feel better.
You really do. I swear I've never felt so good. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Water. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So Jerry, so what you're telling everybody is that you cut out all the good stuff, like the sodas, the sugars, the starches, the carbs. You cut them all out. That's the good stuff.
Actually, no. I mean, I would have said that at one time, and if I were single, I definitely would have said that. I would have probably killed myself. But my wife is really like amazing at cooking, and she's like made some amazing healthy dishes for me, and prepared vegetables in a way that I've really enjoyed them. I've even eating new vegetables that I've never eaten before. I did not grow up on vegetables, and so vegetables was like killer for me. And so now I'm at a really great point. I'm enjoying a lot of new foods. I'm very vegetarian now. I'm not giving up meat. Believe me, I love my meat. But I realize now that's not one of the best options for you. So I'm eating a lot. I'm eating way healthier, and so it's true. Like you say, Brad, I am feeling amazing. It's wonderful.
I think cutting out red meat made me feel a lot better. Now I still eat steaks occasionally, but if I'm eating meat right now, it's chicken, and then I eat a lot of plant-based stuff. But in the quarantine, end of days apocalypse that's going on right now, I've also been stress eating. So where you've lost weight, I'm gaining weight. So because even though a Snickers bar might be mostly vegetarian, I guess there's some milk or chocolate or whatever.
Right. Man,
I've been.
I've spoken. Do what?
I said I've still been getting down on the Snickers bars. Yeah.
I've got Reese's cups in the fridge, and I just stare at them for a little while, but then I just close the door. I can't do that yet. But I've been splurging. My wife makes breads at home, and so I asked her to make this jalapeno cheddar loaf. That was just I've been making these open faced breakfast sandwiches with the best.
Well,
just rub it in our faces some more. Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of losing some water weight, like my studio 2-3 days ago was freezing because it doesn't get much air through here, so it's either free. But today I'm out in my studio. It's like 90 degrees outside, and I'm I think I'm losing 20 pounds right now.
I believe it.
What is going on? We got pandemics. We go from 50s to 90s in 3 days. It's crazy.
Welcome to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Right.
Jerry Bennett, the Tiger King, everybody.
I still need to see that. Oh, my gosh.
You haven't watched it yet?
I haven't.
Oh,
you'll
get ready for some wildness.
I can only imagine. Oh, my gosh.
And no pun intended on that. Just like no pun. It's just,
yeah.
It's so. Me and my wife, Christine, we were talking about watching it and then how dirty we feel after watching it. Like, it's just like just talking about it. I feel like I need a shower now.
No, that's crazy.
Jerry, I did want to ask you. So we are in some times where people are having to stay home. A lot of places are shutting down. I feel like I'm lucky because I'm, everybody knows I'm in the cannabis industry, so. People are still needing that right now. How are things for comic book artists right now?
That's a really good question. And you guys probably know that Diamond Distributors, who sends all the comics, where you have to order all the comics through, to get to the comic book shops. They recently announced that they're not, they've asked all comic publishers to not send a new product, to not print more product for them. And so I know on one end, comic book shops are actually relieved to hear that because that's less money that they're having to hemorrhage at this point. But in the long run, I'm really wondering what kind of industry we're going to have. For me, I'm still moving forward because in fact, this has been a really great time for me to catch up on trying to finish some of my comic book work. Because like I'm in the middle of Glamorella's Daughter issue 2, and I'm really trying not to slow down in that. I'm trying not to think about it, honestly. I feel like I still have a really great support group of fans and friends and family that will still buy my product. I mean, I still have people buying my prints on my online stores, and so I'm trying to just have the best outlook for it right now. But realistically, I'm not sure yet at this point. So, because right now we're in such a flux position. We don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know how long to take it. I know that Comic Cons, have closed down left and right. A big one in Houston, Comic Palooza, they had to completely cancel for the year because they just could not. Yeah, they couldn't figure out how to make it happen for this year at all. So,
I wondered how that would affect you on appearances.
Oh yeah. Right now, I know that there's a few local cons that have not canceled yet. I know there's a few conventions and festivals that have postponed already. So we'll just have to. I'm just gonna have to play it by ear on that end.
Well,
go ahead.
So what cons are you going to be doing if they do end up getting rescheduled?
I do most of the local cons. There was one that was going to happen in Midwest City, actually, at the Reed Center. The OK.
That's my center, by the way.
Yes, and thank you for letting them borrow it.
Yes.
Yeah. So the OKC OKC PopCon. They have rescheduled and reformatted actually to coincide with their Horror Fest, and so they've moved that.
Watch your mouth, Jerry. Watch your mouth. It's a PG show.
Stop. So they've moved that into I think in July or August or something like that.
The Nightfall Haunted. I think it's called the Night. They do the Nightfall Haunted House, but is that what the Horror Con is called too? We'll look it up and I'll put some graphics underneath because I'm pretty sure it's the same guys.
Okay, I knew it was the same guys, but I didn't know if they called it the same thing.
They might not. That might be different. Yeah.
So that's rescheduled. New World Comic Con I still do. There's a great small convention in Stillwater actually at the Stillwater Public Library called Lexicon, and it's bloomed and grown to a really fun, sizable convention now. And so I did that one, and I'm still planning on going out of town for a few. I know that usually I have a standing invite actually to go to Dragon Con in Atlanta every year, and so I really want to go back to that.
Right.
So there's a lot of conventions coming up. There's a lot of conventions that are still not yet decided when or if they're going to have it this year. So plan it by ear.
Right. Well, I wanted to, we were just discussing, because we just talked about it on our last podcast, the Diamond Comics. And I kind of thought that might signal a shift towards more online comics. But I think that would hurt the comic book shops, would it not?
Oh, completely devastate comic book shops. Yeah, because, comic book shops, depend on print comics, obviously. And so, and I remember when Marvel and a few other comic companies were talking about pushing to an online platform, I thought that seems like a very difficult thing to do. One, I think people still overall like to read print comics.
Sure.
There's a lot of digital comic readers out there. In fact, there's a lot of digital comics that aren't in print form that you have to read digitally. So there is that. But yeah, man, I guarantee comic book shops would have to really reformat the way they do business, because I think that all they would probably get is at that point would probably have to focus on trades and graphic novels.
See, I wish that they did a deal where and some do, but say you go buy your comic book from the store and then you get a digital download with it. You see what I'm saying? That's what I wish they would do, because I prefer to have the copy for my collection, But there's sometimes I'd like to be able to read it, where I'm out on the road, not on the road, but
Sure.
I'm out somewhere, not at home where I can access my collection, but I can still have a bunch of comic books to read.
Well, Marvel still offers the digital copy that comes with the print issue.
Every one of them? Oh, I didn't know that.
I believe so. Yeah,
that's cool.
They do have an expiration date, so just keep that in mind. Usually,
Gotcha.
like after a year and a half, they expire, and so just look through those, and those stickers are still in there. But and I know DC, they'll do that with like first issues or with deluxe format comics, or they do it with some of their comics, but not across the board. So, but yeah, I love that idea.
And the thing that I think, other than with the coronavirus being a factor, one of the reasons I prefer still going to get a comic book too, rather than just like Comixology or one of those, is they don't have a lot of the new stuff. They might have some old stuff. They might have some new stuff, but they don't have everything you would want. That might change going forward, but I still would prefer just to go to my local comic book store. There's, it's a community, so it's a lot different than ordering it online. And then a lot of the fun is kind of like how I used to do with records, just going and sorting through and seeing things that, I might not have been thinking about that one, but hey, I just found it and I want it,
Yeah, you'll find little nuggets and gems that you didn't know you wanted. And so,
right.
I love that. I love just digging through and rifling through comic boxes and just absolutely.
So I want to show off a few things I got on Etsy. You guys can't see it, unfortunately, but the people watching can. But Jerry will know what I got. And then after I show these, I want you to tell everybody, how to get on Etsy and get all your stuff. But I got this Vincent Price I've been wanting forever, which is amazing. Tell me, what was the basis for that one?
Well, at the time, it was like October of 2018. I was the art resident at the Skirvin, downtown Oklahoma City, and I was doing a comic theme residency, and I wanted to do some horror themed drawings. Yeah. And so I really wanted to start playing. I wanted to get more comfortable in playing with my ink brush and a lot of different pens that I've been trying to experiment with. And so I started doing a bunch of different horror-themed portraits that I really, that have always spoken to me, have been part of my childhood. And so one of those was Vincent Price. I mean, he's just a legend, obviously.
Yeah. Did this one come from a certain movie, or was it just you doing it out of your memories?
It was partially my interpretation, but when I was doing some Google searches of Vincent, I saw all these different versions of him. There's so many ways to go with, I mean, so many different, makeup looks and different characters he's portrayed over the years, and so I just wanted something that I felt like encaptured him overall. I hope I did that.
Yeah, and I mean, I love Vincent Price is one of my favorites. Okay, so the next one I'm showing off is the color version of Baby Yoda. Of course, everybody knows that one. We featured it on the show before on our podcast. Thank you for letting us use that.
Oh, thank you.
But this one has... Okay, so I wanted to ask you about this one. If people go to your Etsy, they're going to see one with David Bowie holding a crystal ball, right? And you can see the reflection and all that.
Right.
Am I wrong, or is that something that you had back in 2000? I feel like you were working on that for a long time. Not a long time, but a long time ago, back when I used to live with you.
So I've had a few pieces that have that kind of effect. Is that what you're talking about? The effect of that?
The reflection, yeah, and you can see somebody in the ball there, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the first things I had ever done was in college. Actually, my very first critique piece in drawing class, I did we had to do a still life, and I did a still piece of not still life, but a composition, not because these things were just inanimate objects, but I did a Polo bottle on top of a Madonna cassette, and the Polo bottle has, it has that gold top, the reflective top on the top of it,
right? And
it had my reflection in it,
right?
And so I completely drew my reflection and tried to keep as accurate as I could with the lid of that Polo bottle, and And so
That's cool.
it got a lot. Yeah, it was super cool. It got a lot of notice, and I've always loved that aspect of creating real life and just trying to capture the, especially like things that are like mirrors or reflective objects, because that's where you find life in a lot of art. And so, yeah, I've done that a lot in a lot of pieces over the years. And so and you probably saw it in baby Yoda's eyes too, because like you can kind of see the reflection of Mandalorian in there,
Right,
so.
yeah, right. And that's why it reminded me, and I just that attention to detail is what makes these amazing. Now, you've got 2 different versions on there. What's the difference between the one that costs a little more and the other one?
Well, okay.
There's a black and white one.
Right, that's the actual pen and ink. That was an original pen and ink piece I did.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's the original, and that's for sale, or you can get the print, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I might have to save up and get that pen and ink one. Okay. Now this one, I love this one. I've been wanting this for so long. This one's the Darth Maul. The Darth Maul prints going up behind me. Darth Maul is he's one of my favorites, and for a long time I didn't even realize that he's red and black because he's tattooed up. And then when I did realize that, I was like, oh, I'm all tatted up. Darth Maul is my dude.
We're family.
Yeah. And you can't get tatted by the mark of the beast if you're all tatted up.
Oh my goodness.
So Darth Maul's a smart guy. Smart guy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, now, I don't know if I should tell people this. Don't expect this. But I got an extra. I got an extra one in my package. And thank you so much, because I know that you saw this and you were like, oh, Brad's got to have it. But it's Batman riding a T-Rex. And the T-Rex is very angry because he can't wash his hands in the apocalypse. And so that one's a great one, though. I love it. Thank you so much. You're going to, the people that watch, they can usually see Howard the Duck and my Childish Gambino. That one's always hanging up in our studio, but I'm going to have to sub in a few of these. And I have some other ones that I bought from you I need to hang up, like a old school Batman, I've got a Joker and Harley that's Joker. I guess it's kind of like Joker the Hutt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So tell everybody where they can buy these.
So I have an Etsy store where you can purchase these. They the address is, if you go to like etsy.com/shop/artist Jerry Bennett, or you can just get on Etsy and search artist Jerry Bennett, and I should come up. And I should let you all know that I started doing a new thing on Fridays called #FreeArtFriday, and anyone who orders from the shop on Friday gets a free print that I'll post on all of my social media accounts. I'll post what artwork that I'm going to be giving away that day.
See, so, I thought I got a special hookup by getting one free, but I ordered mine on a Friday, so that's what happened. Jerry hooked me up. So everybody gets the hookup if they order on Fridays. I got you. Okay.
Yes.
Now
on Fridays, post them.
Yeah, but it's a certain one on Fridays, right? You have a certain deal going. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And people can find out which one that is when they go to my Instagram or my Facebook. Artist Jerry Bennett.
Now, okay, this is the main event here. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. As you can see, if people are watching the video, Cameo and we're turtle nerds, huge turtle nerds.
Yes, we are.
And we caught it some wind that you have a TMNT project going. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So it's a super fun project. And it was really laid back. So let me go, backtrack a little bit. I've been doing a lot of work with a local film company, Reckless Abandonment Pictures. Mm-hmm. And the guy who owns Reckless Abandonment, Kyle Roberts, he is also a giant Ninja Turtle nerd fan as well. And so he knew that the anniversary for the movie was coming next week, actually. And,
the first movie?
Yes, the very first night, the 1990, classic movie.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to do a stop motion tribute of the original trailer.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, nice.
So like with these NECA figures that just came out?
Yes.
Like
yes.
I'm showing
And
off one, like the shredder on my video right now. But
Yes. And so he reached out to NECA actually and told them what he's planning, and they sent him, a set of, all the figures.
Wow.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, because he uses the figures in doing his stop motion work. And
Cameo, now we know how to get figures.
Oh,
right.
Stop it. Stop.
Right.
So this is actually a partially sponsored by NECA project, but it was just a labor of love. And so Kyle, he's the stop motion guru, and he let me come in and draw super quick backgrounds.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you've seen any of his fan tribute commercials, because he actually did one for the original, he did like the original Ninja Scroll, the first animated series.
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, it's super cool. And so he's done a series of all of these kind of stop motion tributes, and this one was no different in the style of it. And so the backgrounds are just super, quickly drawn and laid out and colored. And so I got to do a ton of the backgrounds for that. And if you can go to his Instagram and see little snippets of it being made. And so it's so fantastic. Yeah,
I can't wait.
Watch the behind.
When does it come out? When do you think it's going to be done?
It will come out next week, actually, because next week is the anniversary.
Wow.
So
nice.
We'll have to post a link to it somehow. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
So did you get to watch him do any of the stop motion? I mean, is that super labor intensive?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I went down to his studio to watch him, work, and he's got a rig, where you have to. I mean, you understand the stop motion animation.
A little bit, yeah. That's the idea of it.
Yeah, so you're basically, just taking, pictures, one after another, and allowing, and moving the figure just a little bit, and just a little bit, and just a little bit. So you have, another form of animation, basically. Yeah. But this is so labor intensive.
That's so cool.
He has been working his booty off, like, for the past 2 weeks. And I think he finished all the stop motion effects. Now he's, like, putting it all together now. And so it should be ready to go, I think, Monday or Tuesday, actually.
That's awesome. What else do you have coming up? You said you were working on the Glamourella.
Yes.
I still need to pick up issue 1. I still have it.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe
still haven't done it.
How many issues are you in?
Cameo.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I gotta go. Sorry. Just kidding. No. So I'm hard at work on issue 2.
Okay.
And Literati Press has been so supportive of the comic and the story. And all the comic book shops have been very supportive of this story too, and so is Autism Oklahoma. Because if you don't know the story, the main character is a person on the spectrum. She's super bright, super genius, and her mom is the superhero of Earth. And so it's a fantastic story that I'm super proud of and excited about. And I'm just rolling. I'm trying to roll as fast as I can because, like, this is the comic that I do on my off time. Mm-hmm. When I'm not working on, commissions and client work. So I, sad to say, the pandemic has allowed me to have a little more free time to work on the comic.
Yeah.
So that was the main blessing in disguise with all of this. But so I'm working hard on it, trying to finish up issue 2 and jump right into issue 3. And Literati Press has some big plans for the future of the comic and what they want to do with in distribution and in promotion and in everything. And so I can't wait to like roll that out.
Yeah, I got a question real quick. So how many issues are you starting off right now with? Is there a certain number? You have 5 issues, 10 issues? How many issues are you doing?
So we have a 7-issue arc
Okay.
That'll be the first main story, and we're gonna release a graphic novel when we have the first 4 issues, because
Okay.
the 4th issue will be like a cliffhanger to lead on to the rest of the story, like a part 2 of the story, and
Gotcha.
so we want to take advantage of putting graphic novel out there in people's hands and getting the word out through that, and we feel like it'll have a much farther reach too, and so once that 7 issues is done, we have a sort of a timeline of where to go with it. Right now, it's open ended, so we
Okay.
could go on with many stories. And Charles Martin, the writer, he came up with a fantastic story that allows for amazing future stories that allow us to develop the relationships within the adventures of it all.
Right on.
Okay.
I have $100. I'm sure Cameo will match, but we want to option the movie rights.
Yes. Yes. Can I be a villain? Can I be a villain in the book?
Yeah.
We can probably make that happen.
All right.
He's a villain in my life.
Because my daughter has said that I look like Lex Luthor. She said that have you ever seen any of the screenshots for the Spider-Man PS4 game?
Yes, yeah.
She said I look like Tombstone.
What?
Yeah. And I also look like, oh my goodness, Tobias Wells in the CW Black Lightning. So,
oh my gosh.
So if you could just make me a villain in something, that'd be kind of cool.
I feel like that'll be a natural progression for the comic.
Oh, and check this out. I did cosplay as Thug Thanos.
Yes, he did.
So yeah.
I forgot I've seen that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah,
I'm a villain just in real life. So if you want to,
we still got to get this story for the incredible Chubby Bulk. That's what we need to do.
Oh my gosh. Do people even know what that is anymore?
yeah.
We're going to throw up a picture, though.
Yeah, definitely got to throw up a picture of it. But it's based off of a chubby, asthmatic. I don't know if he's a superhero. I don't know if he's a hero at all. But he's incredibly good looking. I'll say that. Well, all right, Jerry. I think everybody needs to go to your Etsy, get some prints, keep you in business. Go to their local comic book shop, or maybe call their local comic book shop and get it delivered. At this point,
there you
go. Ask for all the copies of Glamourella, buy it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
that sounds like a plan.
Otherwise, Jerry, quarantine looks really good on you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks,
Jerry.
guys.